Streamed live on Twitch at LordBrandon10.
All right, YouTube, we are back with another exotic weapon review, and today we are going over the FURIES 3. Now, this is a weapon that is newly introduced into Destiny Rising. For those of you who are familiar with Outbreak, it's got a vibe sort of like Outbreak. It doesn't have the nanites, but it does have a lot of cool stuff. I'm actually excited to review this one and see what it can do, especially with the catalyst. So as always, we're going to start off with the traits, the catalyst, and then we're going to do some in-game practice range testing to show you guys what this thing can do. So starting off with the traits, we have the intrinsic traits, the neural currents. When firing repeatedly, this gun's firing rate can gradually increase to 540, which is extremely fast for a pulse rifle. Moving into the second damage perk here, the War Machine learning. Consecutive strikes will surround the target with critically points. Hit these points to deal higher damage. Now, essentially how this works is whenever you're firing at a target, it's going to create like this orb around the target. It's going to be like this big solar orb. I call it the Warsat orb around the target, and if you're hitting that, it just amplifies the damage. And then you top that with your intrinsic trait where it boosts the fire rate to 540. It shreds, literally. Moving on to our catalyst. Catalyst number 1. Damage from hitting critically points increase by 17.5%, and critical points last longer. That is huge. Moving into catalyst number 2. Repeatedly hitting critically points refunds ammo to the magazine. So whenever you're hitting those points, it essentially almost acts like rewind rounds from Destiny 2, which is huge once again for just applying that DPS. And now catalyst number 3, damage dealt by hitting critically points is increased to 32.5%. So they don't stack, it's just increased. So if you have catalyst number 1, it will increase with number 3 to the 32.5%, which is also amazing. Now, I already have catalyst 1 and catalyst 2. If you guys are not aware, you guys can actually earn this pulse rifle in game from your battle pass. For those of you who have the premium battle pass, you will unlock this weapon at level 10. For those of you who don't have the premium battle pass and are playing on the base pass, this weapon will become available to you at level 50. Now, one of the reasons I do recommend you buy the premium battle pass is because you will get 2 copies of this weapon, which will allow you to go ahead and take advantage of the catalyst, to go ahead and get a boost up for the catalyst. So let's go ahead and test this thing with the secondary catalyst and see what it can do. So already I have some ads spawned in. I have all level 80 enemies that can be found within the Gauntlet Onslaught raid. So these are raid-like enemies. Let's see how it does against the servitor. As you guys can see in the bottom, rewind rounds is parking. On that one servitor, we were able to kill it within a whole clip, and we did around 84k. Now we're gonna try it with the bruiser. Now the bruisers, as you guys know, are those tanky guys. They come out or whatever in the final encounter, and I believe second encounter as well. See what we do against him. Rewind round is still going, and we were able to kill him in a whole clip once again, and did around 114 on him, which isn't bad. Now we're going to test it on some regular ads. As you guys can see in the bottom left, rewind is still proccing. Not bad, not bad. So what I want to try is see if we can find, what are these guys? Here we go. Let's see how it holds up with this guy right here. Now, if you guys know these ones, the ones in the final encounter, these guys are annoying. So let's see how this weapon fares up against another raid major. All right, we're almost there. All right, so for this guy here in particular, we capped at around 121. Now, mind you, I'm not using any solar artifacts or any debuffs or anything like that. On this guy, we sat around 121k. Now, of course, that damage could be a lot better for several different reasons. We can place our shield in front of us. We'll get some of the side effects from that. We can also blind with our Q ability. And then, of course, if we threw on maybe like a couple, weapon bonus damage mods from the artifact, maybe a solar mod from the artifact, maybe some ability enhancements, maybe. I have to look into those. And that will all help your damage. So on this particular guy, which hits extremely hard, you could probably get around like 200-ish K, maybe, give or take. So what we're going to do is we're going to reset the battlefield with that guy. And we're going to try casting our shield and our Q ability and see if we can't try to get that number a little higher and see if we can do a little bit more damage and a rotation with this. Alright, so he's blinded. We're applying... we're hitting him now. And we didn't do quite a bar, but we did up our damage to 156. So just in the abilities, we did get it to 156, and of course, the artifacts will take that damage the rest of the way to around the 200, 230-ish range. So not bad. It's a great weapon. It does a lot of damage. So yeah, that is it for this review for the FURIES 3 Pulse Rifle here in Destiny Rising. Guys, we are streaming this game every day over on our Twitch channel at LordBrandon10. Link in the description down below. If you guys are looking for an active Destiny Rising community and you're just looking to get some answers or just some clarification on some things or whatever you need, look in the pinned comment section down below where I will have a link to our Discord, and of course in the description down below for our wonderful Discord community. But that will be it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next weapon review. Peace.